Hi, and welcome to the next session of Drew's Reading Room. I'm Drew, and this is a space that I've created to help people find the tools that they need to get clear, to find clarity, and to navigate through life with a bit more ease. Today's session, I want to talk about something that my son actually raised with me and my husband yesterday when we were out to dinner. So we were talking, having a great time at dinner yesterday, and my son asked us how we managed to create the long-lasting relationship that we have. We've been together for almost 10 years, and my son is in a brand new relationship and just wanted to know, to get some idea about what it was, what was important, what was necessary in creating a long-lasting, loving relationship. And I thought today's session should be just about that. So we're going to talk about some fundamental principles that are an important and absolutely necessary part of any long-lasting relationship, of creating this really dynamic flow between people who are in relationship together. So in today's session, we're talking about fundamental principles that are an important part of creating and sustaining a long-term relationship. And this session arose out of conversation that I was having with my son yesterday, and also, as I think about it, out of conversation I was having with my best friend a couple of days ago, and he was telling me that he feels really ready to be in a long-lasting relationship, but that the last couple of relationships that he had really didn't last that long, and so he had to go back and look internally to see what part he played in the fall down of his relationships. And as I think about people in my life, people that I know, people that I've met, there just seem to be so many occasions these days where relationships are short term. They're not going beyond 1 or 2 years, and there are reasons for that. So we're going to talk about that this morning. There are some really important things that everybody needs to do to ensure that your relationship remains healthy, that it's sustainable, that your relationship is full of love and it's full of truth, and that you feel in that relationship that you are seen, that you are heard, and that you are valued. So, first principle is probably the most difficult, and that is honesty. A long-lasting relationship requires that you are honest with the person that you are in relationship with. It also requires that you're honest with yourself, and it's actually honesty with self which is the most difficult part. Why is honesty number one fundamental principle? Because it lays the foundation for everything else. Honesty creates and generates everything else in relationship. And if you can't be honest about who you are in your relationship with your partner, or what you want in your relationship, then the foundation is crumbling. You don't have the proper foundation for a long-lasting relationship. So here are some of the ways that you can create honesty in your relationship very early on. First thing, this is what I want out of my relationship. This is my desire as I move into relationship. That's a conversation that needs to be had. This is what I desire from my relationship. I desire it to be long-lasting. I desire that we build a life together. I desire that we are honest with each other about everything. I desire that there is truth in our relationship, that there is integrity in our relationship. So honesty is very important. But separate from that relationship that you're going to have with your partner is, the conversation that you're going to have with your partner is actually the conversation that you're going to have with yourself surrounding honesty. And that conversation may sound something like, I acknowledge that this is who I am going into this relationship, and that I am going to be honest about who I am as I enter into this relationship. And sometimes that is very difficult. It may well be that as you move into this relationship with this person, your truth Is that perhaps you like to engage multiple partners while you're in relationship? And it may be difficult for you to be honest about that because of your perception of how your partner might view that. But understand that being honest is crucial, because what it does is it provides the other party with information that they need to be able to make informed decisions about what they want. It may well be that the truth that you share with your potential partner in your long-term relationship is a deal breaker, and you have to be okay with that. Because even more important than being in a long-term relationship is the honesty itself. So honesty is crucial, and that honesty is ongoing, because we change from day to day. Our minds change from day to day. Our desires may change from day to day. So it is important that as you progress through relationship and your relationship becomes long-term, that honesty is maintained. So the person that you're in relationship with always understands who they're working with and understands how you're developing and changing in that relationship. And they should be doing the same thing. So honesty is absolutely crucial. You have to be able to first, before you even enter into a relationship, look at yourself and say, this is who I am, I acknowledge who I am, and I am okay with presenting who I am to anybody, and be okay with how they respond to that. And until you are able to do that, I would actually advocate perhaps not being in relationship. Because until you're able to be honest with yourself, there's no way that you're going to be honest with anybody that you're in relationship with. So your work starts with being honest with yourself about who you are, so that as you move into a relationship with somebody, you can then be honest with them about who you are. So look, before we finish talking about honesty, I just want you to understand that I get it. I get how difficult it can be sometimes to really come out with your truth and share it with somebody that you really want to be in relationship with. So what you need to understand is this: not sharing your truth early on is as damaging in a relationship as lying, because you're withholding information that is important to the person that you want to be in relationship with, that will provide them with what they need to make decisions. So it's important that you do share, no matter how difficult it is, no matter what the risk, whatever your truth about who yourself is. Because guess what? If you don't share it now and you share it later, you might find yourself in a situation later where it was a deal breaker from day one. And now you're 3-4 months into the relationship, finding out that the thing that you should have shared 3 months ago is a deal breaker for your partner today, 3 months later on. So it's important to share your truth at the earliest possible opportunity, so that you don't create the opportunity for lies in your relationship later on.